Good evening, TikTok. It is your local Crusader here, continuing where we left off with Genesis 43. Joseph's brothers returned to Egypt with Benjamin. Now the famine was severe in the land, so it came to pass when they had eaten the grain they brought from Egypt, their father said to them, "Go back and buy us a little food." But Judah spoke to him, saying, "The man solemnly warned us, saying, 'You shall not see my face unless your brother is with you. If you send our brother with us, we will go down and buy you food. But if you will not send him, we will not go down for the man." And the man said to us, "You shall not see my face unless your brother is with you." Then Israel said, "Why did you deal so wrongfully with me as to tell the man whether you had yet another brother?" But they said, "The man asked us pointedly about ourselves and our family, saying, 'Is your father still alive? Have you another brother?' Thus we replied to him according to these words. Could we possibly have known he would say, 'Bring your brother down'?" Then Judah said to Israel, his father, "Send the lad with me, and we will arise and go, that we may live and not die, both we and you and all we have. I myself will be surety for him from my hand. You shall acquire him. If I do not bring him back to you and set him before you, then let me bear the blame all my days. For if we had not lingered, surely by now we would have returned the second time." Then their father Israel said to him, "If it must be so, then do this. Take some of the best fruit of the land in your vessels, and carry down a present for the man: a little balm, a little honey, spices, and myrrh, pistachio nuts, and almonds. Take double your money in your hand, and take back in your hand the money returned in the mouth of your sacks. Perhaps it was an oversight. Take your brother also, and arise, go back to the man. May God give you grace before the man, that he may release your other brother and Benjamin. If I am bereaved, I am bereaved." So the men took that present and Benjamin, and they took double the money in their hand, and arose and went down to Egypt, and they stood before Joseph. When Joseph saw Benjamin, his brother, by the same mother, with him, he said to the steward of his house, "Take these men to my home, and slaughter an animal, and make ready, for these men will dine with me at noon." Then the man did as Joseph ordered, and the man brought the men into Joseph's house. Now the men were afraid because they were brought into Joseph's house, and they said, "It is because the money returned to our sacks for the first time that we are brought here to make a case against us, and fall upon us to take us as slaves with our donkeys." When they drew near to a steward of Joseph's house, they talked with him at the door of the house, saying, "We entreat you, my lord, we indeed came down for the first time to buy food, but it happened when we came to the encampment that we opened our sacks, and there was, to our surprise, each man's money was in the mouth of his sack, and our money in full weight. So we have brought it back in our hand, and we have brought down other money in our hands to buy food. We do not know who put the money in our sacks." But he said, "Mercy be upon you, do not be afraid. Your God and the God of your father has given you treasure in your sacks, and I am receiving your genuine money as full payment." Then he brought Simon out to them. So the man brought the men into Joseph's house, and he gave them water, and they washed their feet, and he gave their donkeys feed. Then they made a present ready for Joseph's coming at noon, for they heard he would eat bread there. Thus, when Joseph came home, they brought the present in their hand to him in the house, and bowed before him to the earth. Then he asked them about their well-being, and he said, "Is your father well, the old man whom you spoke of? Is he still alive?" So they answered, "Your servant, our father, is in good health." he is still alive." Then he said, "Blessed be that man in God." Then they bowed their heads and prostrated themselves. Then Joseph lifted his eyes and saw his brother Benjamin, his mother's son, and said, "Is this your younger brother you said you would bring to me?" So he said, "May God grant you mercy, my son." So his heart yearned for his brother. So Joseph made haste and sought somewhere to weep, and then he went into his inner chamber and wept. Then he washed his face and came out, and he composed himself and said, "Serve the bread." So they set him a place by himself, and them by themselves, and the Egyptians who ate with him by themselves, because the Egyptians could not eat food with the Hebrews, for that is an abomination to the Egyptians. Now they sat before him, the firstborn according to his birthright, and the youngest according to his youth. Then the men looked in astonishment at one another. Then he took servings from them before him, but Benjamin's serving was 5 times as much as any of theirs. So they drank and were merry. And that is Genesis 43.